Mike Deigan joins us right now, Managing Director of O'Keefe. Mike, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, thank you.
Tell us about your position at O'Keefe, the company, and what you do.
O'Keefe is a Midwest-based turnaround and restructuring firm. We help good companies get better. We're very collaborative. We work with management. We work with the outside professional teams and their banks to help them restructure and get themselves back on their feet. Personally, I do a fair amount of retail and real estate. Those are my two expertise. I do large bankruptcy cases. I worked on the Kmart reorganization, the General Motors reorganization, a lot of other private and public companies that have gone through restructuring processes. I've also helped some significant retailers with their real estate portfolios and figuring out their future needs and helping them fill that pipeline.
Well, anyone who's picked up a newspaper lately knows that there's no shortage of business for you right now, with many of these giants going into bankruptcy right now. And that begs the question about this real estate, this empty real estate, when you have, for example, all of these Toys R Us going out of business. Any idea what may be happening to all of that room?
Well, you know, Toys R Us has 700 locations that are going to have to be sold or turned back to the landlords. The unfortunate part of that story is that Toys R Us took a very good, viable real estate portfolio and used the value of that real estate to continue to feed and operate a company that wasn't working on a business level. So their business model of trying to sell stores in a retail setting just wasn't working. But they levered up their real estate, and now they have to pay the piper for that. So, you know, they'll have to get rid of that real estate. Those that are leased locations will most likely go back to the landlords. They'll have to figure out how to repurpose. The ones that they own, they'll sell, and you know, speculators will step in, or users may step in and try and figure out how they can reuse that space.
Maybe warehouse space. With companies like Amazon, for example. Amazon with nearly 50% of the market share of online sales. I mean, just amazing. But then we compare it to Walmart, for example. Tell us the situation, to put this into perspective, how big Walmart still is.
Walmart, I believe, is still a $300 million company in revenue, and their total sales are still over double what Amazon is. So the bricks and mortar piece of it still is much, much larger. And you know, with Amazon with a 45–49% market share of online sales in total represent less than 15% of all sales. So 85% of all sales are still run through traditional bricks and mortar.
Where are the opportunities for investors, do you think?
Investors are, the best opportunities for investors are investing in companies or in real estate where the demographics behind the locations is good. You know, the major cities, the 24/7 cities, the bigger problems arise in the more rural secondary and tertiary markets where you don't have the population base, you don't have the income levels to support multiple retail platforms.
What are the companies that are doing it right? The brick and mortars that are doing it right, that are still staying and they're not in trouble yet. What's the difference? What are they doing right?
Well, we talked about this morning on our panel, and I think that the best stores out there, if you look at same-store sales, are those that go after the higher end, heavier service things, and those that are discounters. It's those companies in the middle that are struggling, the ones who are selling more commodities where I can go online and buy whatever I need quickly, affordably, and have it delivered, you know, next day at my doorstep.
What would you say the impact is? I mean, technology is advancing. We're talking about the fourth industrial revolution, and technology is advancing at such a breakneck speed. What would you say the overall impact on corporate America is?
Well, there's, you know, a change agent that has to be done in just about every company at all levels now, you know, including stuff like automotive. Tesla has turned that world upside down in their marketing model. They don't have traditional dealerships. They have stores in a mall, or you go online and you order your car.
It's amazing. Many of the malls here in South Florida, you're seeing that. Tesla opening right in the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's smart when you think about it.
Oh yeah, it gets people out there. Apple did that model and it worked.
Exactly. Now, Mike, you, as we mentioned, were part of a panel where you talked about this, but you also listened to several other panels conducted by other giants in industries. Tell us why you feel it's important to come to these M&A Advisor symposiums.
I think this symposium, this is my fourth time or fifth time in the last 12 years here. You get senior thought leaders in their industry. You get the top players on the professional side who share openly their experiences and let you know what's going on and where they see the crystal ball of where the business is going to be in the next year.
Well, we're glad to have you back again, and thank you for your insight, Mike. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.